Biscuits with Bosses is supported in part by Off Duty Thanks, a gift and apparel brand that invites connection while respecting boundaries. Listeners might enjoy the Off Duty Producer t-shirt if you are an entrepreneur like me, especially when attending film festivals or markets. Imagine you're at a networking event and you want to start shaking hands, but you don't know where to start. By wearing an Off Duty Producer shirt, you invite people to approach you and ask you about it. Now you're meeting more people in a shorter amount of time, but you also have the ability to keep the interaction brief. Just grab that contact info and make a date for a more thorough conversation over coffee or tea and biscuits. Right now, Off Duty currently offers apparel for actors, artists, cinematographers, composers, directors, designers, editors, musicians, producers, and writers. However, if you need a permission slip to say no, you can just choose the original Off Duty Thanks apparel. It's a wonderful gift for anyone looking to rest and rejuvenate. Just a heads up, everybody, these are adults having adult conversations, so there is the possibility of adult language. Hey there, party people. Welcome to Biscuits with Bosses by Owl Echo Entertainment. It's the podcast where we get to know leaders in the film and television industry over a spot of tea and biscuits. I am your host, Kay Ross, writer, filmmaker, founder of Owl Echo Entertainment. Now, I have been in the industry in some form for the past 20 years. So theater, television, film, and I gotta tell you, I am still learning. I'm still growing. 6 years ago, I did move away from my hometown in Washington, D.C. in search for something more than just my original trajectory to become a production manager in television. Now, I chose Los Angeles to pursue the more creative side. I knew I wanted to write and direct, but honestly, I never imagined I would have to become an entrepreneur to do that. I'd have to become a boss. Since moving here, I've been on so many coffee dates and honestly just met some truly incredible people. But the industry moves so fast. So now is the time to share what I'm learning as I learn it. And I want to get to know the leaders in the industry the only way I know how. Ted Lasso style. Now, every week we chat with a new guest who is an active influence in the media industry. We get to see the human side behind the role. We get to celebrate our victories together on our way to that big success. And we get to explore what we can do to elevate how we do business, inside and out. So this podcast is intended for professionals in the entertainment industry, but also fellow entrepreneurs. We want to learn from each other. So go ahead and grab your favorite drink, tea, coffee, water, we don't judge here, and join us. Now, we would love to actually hear from you. So if you have anything you're celebrating, feel free to let us know. If you have any questions for our guests, just leave it in the comments below. Happy Friday, y'all. Just a quick shout out to The Midnight for our opening song you guys just heard. That was America Online. Be sure to check out The Midnight wherever you get your music from. Welcome back! We have another episode of Biscuits with Bosses, the live podcast where we get to know leaders in the film and television industry over a spot of tea. I, of course, am your host, rocking my off-duty crop top. Oh yeah. Kay Ross, writer, filmmaker, founder of Owl Echo Entertainment. And with me, as always, my co-host, my Ed McMahon, my East Coast buddy, Mr. Matt York. Great to have you, Matt.
Hey guys, great to be here.
Okay. The moment you all have been waiting for, a very special guest today. I'm so excited for you to meet Pam Carbonero. Pam is a seasoned Latina director, producer, first AD. Now, as an EP and a director, she has helmed over 15 short films and a 12 mini episode series. Of course, when she's not directing, she's a full-time, fun and energetic first AD, working on features, short films, commercials, music videos, and verticals. Pam is also the founder and owner of the LA Directors Lab, as you can see behind her, a place and organization created out of the pure need for directors to have a place to simply practice their craft. She produces and hosts workshops while building a community of filmmakers and artists. Now, she's also a passionate mentor. Pam is on the executive board of the Head of Mentorship for the Real Champs. It's an organization committed to empowering BIPOC women and non-binary individuals on the executive side of the industry. What a boss. Welcome, Pam.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
I've been waiting for this day really forever because you are such a boss, and really, there's only one question to ask a boss. What are you drinking today?
So, wait, I gotta switch. I gotta turn this around so that you can see this. So I'm Colombian from Cali. And so I went to visit my family back in March to celebrate my grandmother's 100th birthday.
Wow.
And so I saw this puppy when we went out, and I was like, oh my God, I love just the color, like my phone case and all. Yeah, I'm just like a colorful person. So I was like, yes. But I have had my coffee this morning already. So what I'm drinking is passion fruit electrolytes with water.
Yes.
Yeah.
What, you didn't want to be double caffeinated for this interview?
I got double caffeinated from my venti cold brew.
The double up front.
I was like, I don't know if you guys want me wired.
Oh, Lord. All right, so we have one vote for not tea. Matt, what are you drinking today?
I, unlike last week, am drinking tea. I'm drinking Thai tea with oat milk and boba, because where my girlfriend and I are trying to try like every coffee shop and every tea shop in our neighborhood, and
so
this was just next on the list. It's Friday, so going a little extra. Okay, what do you have?
I also broke out the fun stuff, although this is my favorite from Vegas, saying feeling extra, because
Nice.
It's hard not to feel extra in Pam's presence. It really is. And this is that was meant as a compliment. I hope you took it.
I took it as one.
So I'm drinking Mutter's milk. Y'all, this is not gonna get better. Oh Lord, where's my fan when I need one?
Oh my God, it's so funny.
So Geeky Teas, which is this fantastic little both a geek shop and a tea shop in Burbank, California. No, this is not an official plug, but I just love the tea that they make. They do a chai called Mutter's Milk, which is based on Firefly, which I promise is nothing dirty. It's just super geeky. So, and of course, almond milk and a little bit of foam topper to make it like a little extra cinnamony. So I brought the spice. That's all I'm going to say. And I see we have so many people in the comments. Hello, it's so good to see you. What are you guys drinking? We want to hear, and the great coffee versus tea debate. What are you drinking? Or neither, because that apparently is also an option.
You agree with Ted Lasso, though. I don't do tea. It's garbage water. Warm brown water that tastes. When I saw that, I was like, yes, Ted Lasso, a man after my own heart. I never understood the tea thing. Give me sugar all day long. Like, I'm a coffee girl. We don't drink tea.
Same.
For the record, I feel like I'm going to make a snippet of this and see if the internet comes after you or like supports you wholeheartedly. It's hard not to support the Pam.
I dare you. As a Colombian, I feel like I'm warranted in my want to be, to want to drink coffee and be a coffee person.
Coffee represent
my blood.
Well, speaking of Ted Lasso, I kind of want to jump into some rapid fire getting to know you questions. Are you ready?
Yes, go for it.
Now, we have to start with the Ted Lasso classic. First concert, best concert.
Oh my God. So funny enough, I'm actually not a really big concert person. So I probably can look at like a couple of concerts that I've been to. I have seen Beyonce and Taylor Swift in concert. They were both fantastic.
Those are kind of big.
I know. But like, I would like to be more of a concert person, but I don't feel like I know people that go to concerts. And I'm like, anyway, that's different story.
Y'all heard it. Pam's looking for a concert buddy. Y'all just drop it in the chat. Let her know.
Who wants to go with you to a concert? But what I will say is I love jamming out in my car to the same song over. Like I will come home and sit in my car for probably a good 30 minutes to an hour just on repeat with one song, blaring it as loud as possible, yelling or like singing at the top of my lungs, just like raging. I mean, I could be raging to Taylor Swift, but like the point is that I'm raging to whatever it is that I'm listening to. And And so that's really how I consume music these days.
I felt like you were winding us up for that one song. So there's not just one song, but at the time there's only one song.
Yeah. The songs change. But
I was like, tell us this magic song. Actually, now I kind of want to know from people in the audience too, like, what's that one song you're really rocking out to right now? Because I won't lie, there are several from Taylor Swift right now for a particular reason, because there was a series that just ended and it's all up in my brain.
Oh my God, they played so much Taylor Swift. It was crazy.
So much Taylor Swift. All right, so what Taylor Swift song is stuck in your mind right now?
Oh God, honestly, the one from the season finale. Oh my God, I'm blanking. I'm so bad with songs and names. If you were like, what's your favorite song? I'm like, I don't know, the one that kind of goes like, and then I couldn't tell you the name of it. I'm bad with artists.
Is it the song during the stairwell?
What's that?
Is it the song during the stairwell?
I think so. Which one is that one?
So there's one song that plays like during the taxi, the stairwell, and when they're in bed, and it's Dress.
Yes. That one.
Wow.
I bought this dress just for you to take off. Yeah.
Yes, because that was a song that was one of her not in the last two albums. It was like an album that was out before like 2018. That concert I went to for Taylor Swift, and I think that song played at her concert, and I remember being obsessed with that entire album. And so when the song came on, it was very nostalgic for me.
Yeah, man.
It's a good song.
Sorry, I was just about to type, Matt. I feel like we've gotten so many great comments in the chat. Sophie, you're not wrong. Muy extra. So true. This is why I was looking forward to the Pam hour. I knew it was going to be extra, but it is also going to be awesome. Yes. So clearly next episode, we're going to play Dress at the opening just to be like, courtesy of Pam. Thanks so much for the suggestion. All right. I promise this is our rapid fire questions can go faster. That one was just needed to elongate. All right. Ted Lasso fan, Rebecca or Roy?
Oh my God.
It's a toss up and I want you to choose.
I'm like, why do I have to choose? Okay, well then I'm going to choose Rebecca because she's a boss ass bitch.
Yes. I am right there with you.
Like, first of all, I just love that she's like this tall woman who, according to our society, is like, oh, tall, big, full-figured woman. And it's like, she's fucking sexy as shit. And like, you need a man has to be able to handle that woman. So I'm like, I just love that she just sits in her power unapologetically. And I'm like, a woman after my own heart.
Yeah. And not without struggles, but also unapologetically.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Of course. I knew my battery was going to die somewhere during this. Hold on. Let me grab my...
Uh-oh.
During a live.
During these technical difficulties, thanks for staying with us. We got some people in chat answering some questions. Don Pareto says the song that they've got stuck in their head is How It's Done, K-Pop Demon Hunters. I just saw that for the first time like a couple days ago. Understandable. That's a bop.
That's a bop.
Anna says Escapism by Ray. I haven't heard that, but that sounds pretty cool. Dawn came back, said that their first concert was In Sync, which sounds like an amazing first concert. Yeah. And then their best concert so far has been Pink, which also sounds really good. But they also saw Hans Zimmer in concert, and that was pretty epic.
That's fucking cool.
I am jealous.
Yeah. That is fucking cool. Hell yeah. I would easily go to that.
Right. I have also seen Hans Zimmer live and also John Williams. I know.
I wish.
Wait, I'm just realizing. Okay, my first concert ever was Incubus.
Good contender.
Yeah, I know.
We should have a list. We should. We do this like every week, right? So I feel like at this point, I should just start making a list of like everyone's first concert and best concert, and then be like, "Oh, we haven't had that one yet." Like,
yeah. Now that I remember, I'm jogging my memory here.
I remember being in my first job straight out of my
first year of college, and it was like a temp job, and I'm losing my mind, and I just like put my headphones on and I'm rocking out to like, pardon me while I burn. Anyway, so when you said that, I was like, oh, now that's a song to put in your car and rock out to.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
My little heart is so happy right now. But also, like, there are very few things I think that bring people together, like shared love over music and film.
Yes.
So, there's
You
gonna
know what? I do have a song that I've been crazily playing. Lightning Crashes by Live.
From
From the 90s. For anyone that was like 90s rock, grunge, that song was just, it came back to me. I heard it. I was actually, I think I was like prepping a shoot, and I went to this restaurant, and I heard it over the radio, and I was like, oh my God, I haven't heard the song in so long. So I Shazammed it. And then I played it on the way home, and I was like, man, all the feels. And then I was on a kick for that for like 4 weeks. It was great. I think I sung it at karaoke actually on a fucking shoot that we wrapped. We all went to karaoke afterwards, and I was like, you know what? This song is very in my head right now, so I'm gonna sing it.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like now within your community chat, you need to have like Pam's top 10 music list, and it's been on the top 10 for the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I think it would sell. It'd work. For those of you who don't know, Pam also was a CrossFit trainer for 12 years, and she's super into dancing. So now I have to ask, CrossFit or dancing?
Oh God. Well, not specifically dancing. I mean, dancing, yes, but specifically salsa dancing. So salsa dancing is my first love, and I grew up with it. My mom was the very typical Latino, waking us up at 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, blasting salsa music. We couldn't sleep in. She was like, you either going to come and help me clean, or you can't, you know what I mean? But you can't sleep. So we would just be cleaning the house all day long to salsa. My mom was a big host, so we would always have parties at our houses and always blast salsa music. And then when I turned 18, I picked up salsa dancing on a more professional level. Wow. And so then I learned how to, I got to the point where I was kind of like a semi-professional salsa dancer. And then I was moving into film really quickly right after that. But if I were to pick between salsa dancing and CrossFit, I would probably pick salsa dancing. It's just, it just feels more, it's a part of my identity, I feel like.
Yeah, rock on. Not that the CrossFit wasn't impressive, but I was like, oh.
I was very obsessed with it for a long time, though. So there was that.
Dude, I just have to say this right quick. So one of my best friends growing up, she is Puerto Rican, and my mother, bless her heart, I don't know how we convinced her, but one summer she let me go to Puerto Rico with her, and our only supervisor were her grandparents, who had no interest in going outside of the house. So our temporary guardian was her aunt, who was 29 when we were 15, which meant, and recently divorced, which meant she was using us as a lure for everything to do with dance clubs, meeting people. Like, yes, that was a wild summer. I'm just going to leave it there.
It should have been.
But I learned the difference between salsa and merengue, and apparently I have hips, and both of those things worthwhile to learn when you're a teenager. So.
Big fan. I approve.
Right. Also, don't look under the stairs when you're, in a air conditioned place in Puerto Rico. More than likely, that's where all the spiders are hiding. Just don't look.
Cool. I thought you were going to say something dirty, but that.
I
was like, who's underneath the stairs? But
it was too hot. Ain't nobody getting nothing at that time. I was trying to cool down. Because it was like late July in Puerto Rico. So I actually have family from Texas as well. So I want to know your vote on breakfast tacos, breakfast burritos.
Oh God, breakfast tacos all day with flour tortillas. Oh my God.
I feel like this is a if you know kind of situation.
Yeah. And for anyone like in LA, if you have no idea what we're talking about and you want to get a taste of what actual true like Texas breakfast tacos with flour tortillas are, go to Home State. Homestay is a restaurant here in LA from Austin, and they do Texas style breakfast tacos, and they're bomb as fuck. Sorry.
Nice.
Hopefully I can swear.
Matt, of course. Fair warning, y'all, since we didn't warn you before. We are adults having adult conversations, so we will be using adult language. You've been warned. Matt, would you find that link and drop it in the chat? Because even though we're not like sponsoring them or anything, we can just like, hey.
Yeah, absolutely. What was the name of the place again?
Home State.
Home State. All right. I will find it.
All right. I the last rapid fire question, just because inquiring minds want to know. Clearly, your sun sign is Virgo. Do you know your moon and your rising sign? Like, share.
I just recently had a conversation with someone about that, and I feel like they told me.
Oh no!
I forgot. I know one of them is Sagittarius because they were like, "Oh my gosh, you're so outgoing," and I was like, "Oh, that's from my Sagittarius. That makes total sense." I forgot the other ones.
Isn't it always how it makes sense in the moment, and then you're like, but why do I have to remember the quiz part?
I'm like, but why? I don't get it. I'm sure people are going to be like, let me read your chart, girl, in the comments. Read my chart. Feel free. I can tell you all the things.
Which next week's guest, Blanca, who has been part of the
God, yes.
She's the person to ask. That girl knows it so well.
It's so true. I should ask.
I did, because I'm so glad that everybody is here and in participating in the chat. Feel free to stick around. We're going to switch over into our victory round portion, which I just want to switch over into that because I think it is so important that those of us in the industry, or really in any creative endeavor, it's so important that we lift each other up. And sometimes it's hard to see the way we can do that. And for me, the victory round is how I choose to do that on a one-on-one basis. So feel free to share your victory in the chat as well. But the victory we're looking for is something in this past week that you have done that really aligns with your values, right? So yeah, of course, if you want to share like an accolade, right? Someone else celebrating you as well. But I really want to look at the victory behind that victory, right? Let's say you won a script writing contest, which is great, but I want to celebrate that you submitted, right? I want to celebrate that you finished the script in the first place and were brave enough to put it out there, right? That's the part that I want to celebrate. So with that in mind, Pam, I'd love to hear, is there a victory from this past week that you really wanted to celebrate?
Yeah, this is going to sound so crazy.
I'm here for it.
But those of you that know. So within the LA Directors Lab, we have an extremely thriving community on a WhatsApp chat. And one of our community members, like a week and a half ago, was like, hey, there's this horror contest. Does anybody want to do it? And so a bunch of people responded. And I was like, okay, this is a lot of people. I feel like I need to help shepherd this. And basically what ended up happening is a whole new chat was created for this horror contest. And everybody wanted to somehow get involved. And so I was like, okay, we can't just make one short film with like 50 people. We could, but there's so many duplicate, positions. And so then what we ended up getting organized so fast. Last Friday, so like a week ago, we had a Zoom meeting with like 40 people that showed up on this call. We got organized. We were like, we're going to submit scripts by Monday, this past Monday. So 21 horror short film scripts from like 3 to 4 pages got submitted by 21 different people by midnight. On Tuesday this past week, everybody anonymously voted all day. Then by Wednesday morning, we announced the 5 projects that are going into production, and we are now full steam ahead by today to get these shot in the next week and a half.
Wow.
Y'all.
Wow.
And so I really, what I'm proud of, and I put this in the chat, I was like, wow, it is really hard to just get one project off the ground, but to get a whole group of people to move 5 projects at the same time as once. I was just really proud of all of us being able to just like get united right away. And this is truly the power of community, right? Because everybody is shooting these projects for, like, we're doing all of this for no money. Everyone is just providing their own resources. to be able to do this. And it's just such a testament to the creative, but also community. And I'm so passionate about community and keeping it going and strong. And like, this is just such a beautiful thing to see coming out, that everyone just wants to come in and help, and people just want to do this. And I guess there's fans of horror. I don't know why, whatever. I happen to be these. I don't know why. I'm just kidding. So that's the thing I'm really proud of that happened this week.
Our signal is just there's a little pixelation going on, so I'm just going to give it a moment for buffering. I think so. Matt, are you seeing the pixelation as well?
Yeah, it's getting a little glitchy for both of y'all on my end. I didn't know if I was the only one experiencing that.
Oh no. The one time we get LA rain and it's going to mess with our signal? Come on.
Come on.
All right. The flow is looking okay, but it's the pixelation that I'm like, no, because I want to give you a hearty cheers, but I want to make sure you can see it.
It feels clearer now for me.
It's good on my end now.
Yeah, It feels clear. Well, okay. So cheers to making that happen.
Yes.
Seriously. Cheers.
And cheers to everybody that's involved in this, because everyone is just getting it together, and it's been amazing.
Yeah, man. I feel like I just want to bring a conversation from backstage front, which was, we were chatting a little bit about like the the momentum, like you see things happening in action, and that people get stuck sometimes in analysis paralysis. And if you're not in motion, then you won't find the answer.
Yeah.
And so I feel like part of the victory you're claiming is not just, I see a thing, let's figure it out. It's community plus motion, right? Because I think that is the magic equation of that victory. It's like the Pam special sauce.
Special sauce.
Yeah, so that's awesome. That's amazing. Yeah. Really, let's call it what it is. It's amazing.
Yeah.
To second the LA Directors Lab, the victory I want to claim is that I stayed up until 5:30 in the morning on Saturday because I was given until 6 a.m. I'm like, I'm gonna take it.
As you should.
But I think the 1-2 punch of that victory is, one, I put together my own edit and fully understood it was not where I wanted to be. And I handed it off to my creative producer, who happens to be my domestic partner, Quentin, who, like, he comes from a music background. He comes from an editing background. He has that rhythm, that like it factor that when you find a good editor, you hang on to them. And at first I was a little insulted because he was like, hold on. And I was like, you can't even say like what's good about it. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I see what you're going for and I love it. But because I can see it, I just hold on. I'll be with you shortly. He said give me like 30 minutes, like 4 hours later, I was like, are you good? How you feeling? Because that's what happens, right? Editors get really into the weeds. Anyway, so I say that all to say, part of what's beautiful about relinquishing control, or at least what I want to claim as my victory, is in relinquishing control, I was able to come back to what someone else was offering me and offer little tweaks that made everything better, the same way he was offering tweaks that made everything better. And so the biggest hope I had was, let's make it a finished product. I want to feel like there's an opening, right? I want to feel like there's an ending. So even if we don't see the 90-minute feature, we got 5 minutes of that 90-minute feature, and I'm still engaged. And I got that, So I guess the 1-2 punch is, I relinquished control in order to find something better. And I got what I wished for, which was a complete project. So yay.
Yay. And I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, writer producer. For so, because Matt, I feel like you're my East Coast anchor, but also I saw Slushy walk past, so I'm like, what's your victory from this week, man? I want to help celebrate you too.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the fact that I'm in my office has been a victory. It's been a bit of a rough week with my computer, my main work computer. Last week I shorted it, just straight up fried it, fried the power supply, luckily not the motherboard. And so I ordered a new one, and it came in yesterday, and I plugged it in and it worked, which is great, but it's the wrong power supply unit, like not the one I had previously. It's just the one that works for this computer. So yeah, and then I found out that I have an SSD I was gonna put in it, and I found out that's the wrong one too. So my victory is that I am back at my desk at some capacity, because I've been working off a laptop for the past week, and that is not fun. At least it's not fun when you're used to working on a full workstation. But yeah, I mean, I've still been able to get, the same amount of work done, still able to do what I need to do on a reduced working capacity. So my victory is I made it to the end of the week.
Cheers. Cheers to making it.
Cheers. Cheers to making it to the end of the week. Amazing.
I believe the phrase is get us back to limping. And you know what? You did. You're still here. You're still kicking. That is a victory.
That's what it feels like.
Fair warning, guys, there's one more section that I really want to unpack with you all, because we do actually want to talk a bit about the business, the ever popular changing and possibly precarious business. And because you are absolutely a boss in this industry, Pam, I kind of want to know, like, let's talk the future of filmmaking. What have you done to kind of keep it afloat, and what are you hoping it does to create a ripple effect in the filmmaking industry?
Gosh, big question.
Yeah, we can start from any edge of that question. What impact do you think you're making right now? I mean, and that you can, LA Directors Lab is one of them, but like,
yeah, of course. A few things. I mean, the obvious one is and the first one is the LA Directors Lab. I'm so anti-gatekeeping that I feel allergic to gatekeeping. And what I mean by that is there are so many, and I get it. I'll backtrack. There's so many talented, qualified creatives that can do the job. And there are too many people in positions of power that don't even know what the job actually entails. They don't know what is necessary for the job. And so because I'm the head of mentorship for the Real Champs, what we do is mentorship on the executive side of the industry. So I have an understanding of what somebody does when they graduate from college. They go to the mailroom at CAA, they work their way up, they get on someone's desk, then they move to coordinator, then they move to manager, and then eventually they're trying to be an executive. Now, at no point, for the most part, do any of them ever step foot on a film set. But here they are, making decisions on, is this person a good director? Is this a good writer? Is this a good whatever? And like, sure, are they doing a lot of script coverage, reading scripts? Are they in these generals? Are they having meetings? Are they watching their bosses? Yes to all of the above. But as somebody who works full-time on set in production, I have worked and seen so many folks coming from the executive side of our industry who have no idea what the fuck they're doing, especially if they're making that transition. And the truth is, and I don't claim to know what they're doing in their jobs, you know what I mean? But it's really been tough to watch people that are absolutely qualified for the job not being able to get the job. So one thing that was very important for me when I started the LA Directors Lab, and a lot of this was also because of my own personal journey as a filmmaker. If you were to ask me right now, Pam, do you feel confident in your ability to helm a $10 million, $50 million feature as a director? I'd say abso-fucking-lutely yes. Yes. Now, have I done one? No. But do I have very, very strong feelings about an understanding of my abilities? Yes. Now, is somebody going to give me that opportunity? No, because I don't have the thing that they need to see to feel good about their investment. And so there's this gap. And in the LA Directors Lab, I wanted to insert right in the middle of that of how are these people either A, able to show their talent, or B, know that they have what it takes and they just need to like get practice or be able to do stuff that's proving what they can do. And everything in our industry is gatekept. Everybody is saying no, or you have to really apply and give us like this big old list of why you need letters of recommendations. It should be from famous people. Like, the fucking hoops we have to jump through to prove that we can do this is fucking crazy to me.
And you know,
in the
I was just going to say, you know, the double-edged sword, right? Because we were talking about the acceptable nepotism, right? Which is, once you have been in any part of the industry, you understand, you can see how somebody works, and you go, if I have to hire again, I'm going to look for people I've worked with before, right? And say, are you available? Because I need someone to fill this role and I trust you, right? And the next line of defense, of course, is if you're not available and nobody in my immediate circle is, who do you know that you trust that you could recommend? Because that's literally the levels of acceptable nepotism that looks like gatekeeping, because at the end of the day, we do not have the time to make a wrong decision about who we hire. Right.
Sure.
And so
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that, and I totally agree with you, but I think what happens is that when we're in production, we play in that realm, and we're like, we're just going to do that for, you know, our heads of departments, and they can hire everybody else. Right. And so we'll never do it for PAs. We want them to have open abilities. But then you start to realize, I've been practicing this so long. If I were an executive, or if I were a producer and I had to hire a director, am I making that open to everybody, or did I just do the same thing? Shit. Right.
No, you're right. It's a very, very fine line.
We got to find a way out of it, man.
You know, right. It's a fine line, and I'll specify. So let's take, I'll speak within directly in my lane. As a director, a lot of studios host these director programs, and those are the hoops that I mean that you have to jump through when applying to these programs. And the truth is, I feel like sometimes I'll look at who got in, and it's like, they're already shadowing on TV. They're already doing certain things. And so in my head, I'm like, so are they trying to, I guess, you know, the way that it's marketed is like, we're trying to discover new talent. And it's like, what does that look like? What does that mean? Yeah. There are people getting to these programs that haven't directed. There are people getting into this program that are newer to the industry. Like, it's very unclear to me, the qualifications. And I'm like, maybe they just had a really, or like they had one short that got into Tribeca, or, you know, got into Sundance, and like, that's absolutely amazing. But that doesn't take away from the folks that haven't.
I feel like they were having that.
And so anyway, all to say is, just because you don't have that on your resume doesn't mean you're not qualified for the job, or that you can't do the thing. That's my only piece with that. And I'll even go further than that. Just because you got into those festivals doesn't mean you know what the fuck you're doing. Controversial, I know. Feel free to come at me in my DMs. But
no, I love it. I have to second that, if for nothing else, because part of the conversation around Sundance in the last 10, 20 years has also been, you know, in the 90s, Sundance was the place where we were finding new talent. You know, Kevin Smith would never have become who he was if he had not made it in Sundance. Right. And he has admitted himself, if he had tried to put Clerks into Sundance now, maybe this was like a 10-year-old, you know, interview now, 5 or 10-year-old interview, he's like, it wouldn't have been accepted. And I think some part of that switches, because when you start looking at film festivals as part of buzz and less as like talent, you know, acquisition, like actually finding that talent, buzz means it has to have a chain. And if it doesn't have other things that are already buzzworthy, it's hard for them to take the chance on first buzz. Right. So it's a catch-22, and it's a terrible catch-22 that we found ourselves in, because again, when do we switch tracks and make it about the talent and not about the buzz?
Yes. Yeah. And it's a mixture, right? And I think going back to, you know, the acceptable nepotism, right? Or trying, or only hiring within who you know, or people that you're comfortable with. And yes, I tell people all the time, This industry is relationship based only. If you think your resume alone is going to get you to the top, you got a big thing coming your way that's not going to be fun for you to discover. Your resume only helps at a certain point. After that, nobody cares. It's who knows you. What do they think about you? What have you been able to portray to them? How easy are you to work with? What kind of person and human being are you? Those things all come into play. The amount of conversations I've had with producers where we're talking about bringing a person on and they're like, but they like really complain a lot when they're on set. And we're like, all right, next. Yep. It's like, it can be very scary and sad how quickly that decision, you're just like moved on to the next. But like, that's the reality of our industry. So it's like, be fucking cool, be easy to work with, be a great worker, like do your job exceptionally well. And I know that also some people, I also want to acknowledge that our industry is in a very tumultuous place. And because it's in a tumultuous place, that doesn't necessarily also apply right now, which is really just unfortunate because of not only post-COVID, but the strikes. And so there's just really like less work happening. So I really want to also talk about this with the idea that when work is booming and there's jobs and people are getting hired. So, because I know some folks are like, all of that stuff and I still don't find work. I'm not talking about that necessarily. Because I know that everyone's been really, really struggling. But the non-union world is thriving, and I can only speak to the non-union world because I'm not a union AD or director. But to go back to the LA Directors Lab I specifically didn't want like a crazy application process for directors, and actors don't even have to apply. Actors just submit that they want to act. It's like signing up for an acting class, right? But it's like a workshop where you get to actually work with the director and a crew and be on set and get on-set experience, which you're never going to find in an acting class or with your acting coach or even those places that shoot your reel. Working with the director is part of the job as an actor. And having that director's vision come to life and working you through that, what that character stuff is. But aside from that, also is for directors. I just want to know that you have done something. You could give me your fucking college thesis film that you shot 10 years ago as your director's thing for the lab, and like you're good to go. Because the whole point is in the director's lab is like what you create and what you make is not a reflection of me at all. This is very much you are here to practice the thing. Whether you succeed or fail, whatever that looks like for you is your journey, and I'm here to provide that space for your personal exploration as an artist and a creative. So there is no barrier to entry. Now, with that being said, we all look different on paper than we do in person, or like what we do with work, right? And so if I look at your application on paper, I'm like, okay, Kay has done XYZ. This is the stuff that Kay has submitted. I could potentially have an idea in my head of who is Kay as a director, right? And I could say, honestly, the extent of it goes, they're newer, they're kind of mid-level, or they know what the fuck they're doing. That's probably the extent of where my judgment goes. And then we get on set. And on set is where the real understanding of who you are as a creative really comes through. And I have been over and over and over again so impressed and surprised by people that look a certain way on paper, and then I see them on the day and I'm like, my mind is blown. I'm like, you guys are so creative. You guys are so in it. You guys know what the fuck you're doing. This is amazing. Yeah. And that's when I realized, it took me a couple of workshops for me to really understand what was going on. Cause I was like, it might be a fluke and whatever. Maybe a couple people didn't know how to like put in a good application. Oh no, every workshop, there are people that I'm like, okay, they're kind of newer directors. Like, let's see, hopefully, I AD every single director's project. So I'm right there next to them, but I'm there also if they need any kind of help or assistance, or even just to ask questions, because directors are not safe to ask questions on set. They're supposed to be the leader. But in these workshops, they can ask questions. And so sometimes, so I'm ready for that, right? But sometimes they'll go in and they're just like, they got it together and they're ready to rock. Or some of them seem really great on paper, but then they're still kind of figuring it out on the day. And it's just been so fascinating to see how different we all are in terms of how we present ourselves, you know, in an application process, if you will, which I think translates into, you know, how are you in generals? How are you in pitch meetings? How are you in the room? How do you portray yourself when you're writing about yourself? And then how different or similar is that when you're actually shooting and directing? And to this day, I haven't really had any directors take the director's workshop because it's open pretty much to anybody that wants to just practice directing. I have not been like, at no point was I like, fuck, I should not have let this person in. It's been like, wow, everyone here is so incredibly, like, it's just impressive. It's impressive. And that's what I mean by we're missing the boat big time. Yes, with like the acceptable nepotism and like I'm hiring people that I know, but I think there are people that know us and still are not hiring us.
And actually, I think you're cracking open the acceptable nepotism, because I think part of what I just heard you say is by having this experience, you're giving a new pool of people a chance to see you at work, right? And that's where that acceptable nepotism starts, right? Because they see you work, which means you have someone who can give you a testimonial. And can I just call out something you said? Because y'all, if you did not hear it, let me just underscore and like highlight and put all the little signs towards it, like in big neon letters. She didn't say it's the thing that did not come out of Pam's mouth was it's who you know. No. What came out of Pam's mouth was who knows you. Y'all, put that on a pillow, put it on a t-shirt, tattoo it on your body, because that is the news. Right? Because and when I heard it, I was like, Pam knows. It has nothing to do with who you know. It has everything to do. If they know your name and they are speaking well of you behind your back, you are set.
Yeah.
Which I feel like this is a good segue to simply say, make sure you're following Pam on Instagram. It's Latina Director, and then the LA Directors Lab on Instagram, which is LA Directors Lab. All right. So just to say it one more time, Pam, thanks so much for being here. It was so good to have you on the podcast. For those of you who have been joining us, please make sure you find her on Instagram, Latina Director. And of course, make sure you follow the LA Directors Lab at LA Directors Lab. And sign up for a class because the next one's going to be epic.
Although I don't call them classes because I don't teach y'all anything. Come here and practice and do the work. Workshop your craft.
Thank you for that. That's a fine distinction. And just to make sure that everybody knows, we do this every Friday. And next Friday, we're going to be joined by my new friend. Actually, I met her at the LA Directors Lab, Blanca Espinoza, who owns a theater here in LA. She also works with a nonprofit doing acting classes for those who have been recently released from incarceration. And of course, an actress herself. So I just want to unpack all the good stuff from our LA locals doing some amazing stuff. Thanks so much for being here. And we look forward to seeing you next week with Blanca.
And shout out to Blanca. She's a fantastic actress that's taking the workshop as well. Sorry, Kate, you're going to say something.
No, not at all. This is like my giant hug. I'm just like, this was great, Pam. You're so awesome.
Thanks for having me. This was so fun.
All right. Multi soon. I'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. Wherever you're listening from, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave us a review. It really does help. This episode is brought to you by Off Duty Thanks, a gift and apparel brand that invites connection while respecting boundaries. Wear your hat, hoodie, or t-shirt about town or to those oh-so-important networking events. Check out the different off-duty versions at offdutythanks.shop. And be sure to grab something for your favorite friend in the film, television, or media industry. Today's episode was also made possible by Owl Echo Entertainment. You can learn more about them and their production work at owlecho.com. Head over to owlecho.com to see what we've got coming up. New podcast episodes, events, writing workshops, and consulting services. Today's episode was hosted by yours truly, Kay Ross, co-hosted by the incomparable Matt York, Produced by the amazing Lane Ewing. Edited by Matt York. Yeah, he really does do everything. Opening music by The Midnight with their track America Online. And of course, follow us on Instagram and TikTok to stay in the loop. We've got plenty more coming your way. Thanks for listening and have a great weekend. Bye now.